I think we are live again on YouTube. This is my second broadcast of the day. It's going to be a very busy day, and before we get into the subject of this video, which is of course the iPhone X and these superb cases from Ringke, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for your support over the last few weeks. It has been amazing. You really are so appreciative of all of the videos I'm putting out, and I'm really enjoying doing the live broadcasts. And the reason I'm enjoying doing them so much is because of the interaction I get from you in the chat. So big thank you to everyone who's taken time out of their weekend to join me for this broadcast. A hello to Sumu Nath, who's the first in the chat. Hello to you, thank you, kind sir. We have got some amazing cases to show you today from Ringke. Now, a little bit of a backstory. The Ringke Fusion case, which I have got one down here somewhere. This is actually a new version of the Ringke Fusion case I've got here. But the Ringke Fusion is my go-to case because it's so simple in its design and so effective and so cost effective as well. So it's really attainable and just a nice simple case. I'll show you this in greater detail in a short while. But I've used one of those on pretty much the last 3 generations of iPhones. From day one, I always put a case on my iPhone. And the Fusion has just been my go-to case. And Ringke are an awesome company. They sell through Amazon. There's a link down in the video description to both their website and also the selection of cases that they do on Amazon. And they don't just do iPhone cases. They do cases for pretty much every current smartphone. So do check them out. Hello to Russ as well. Before we talk about the iPhone X a little bit more, I've been sharing with you my experience. I want to talk about animojis in the latter part of this video, so do stay tuned for that. I want to talk to you about the cases that Ringke have sent out for me to look at. I'll show you the one that's on the iPhone in a little while. The first one is called the Flow. This is what the Flow looks like. Let me give you a close-up of that. And it's like a Fusion case, and it's like the Air Prism case in its design, but it's got this sort of flowing design going up the case. Almost like waves or water. And this sort of gives a nice grip as well. Even if it was plain, it would give a nice grip. But this sort of design almost molds to where you're going to put your fingers. So that's a really nice simple case. It's got cutouts all the way round and raised profile buttons as well. And it just is a really nice case. Inside there's a very slight texture. Not sure why that is. Not sure why it's not smooth. But there is a slight texture on the inside. But a really very nice case. And then my favourite case that I mentioned before, and I've left this film, this is like a protective film on both sides. They ship with this film in place so that you can then peel this off and you've got a really clean, scratch-free design. So it's just like a protective shipping film. And the Fusion that I've used previously has been clear all the way round. This one has got smoked edges. So for the space grey iPhone X, this is ideal. And it's a little bit more rigid, I feel, this new one, than the previous Fusions. And again, cutouts all the way round for the various ports. And then the third case, this is the Air Prism. This was the one I was talking about previously. So this is like a rose gold pinky colour. So this would be ideal for the silver iPhone X. And this one, if you look at this, it's got like a prism design all the way over it. And it reflects on the light. I had this on my iPhone 7 Plus for a while. In fact, I think I've still... Let me just have a look. I have still got it on my iPhone 7 Plus. Let me just get rid of all my notifications. This is what it looks like on my iPhone 7 Plus. This is the Air Prism. A really cool design. You can see there all of the reflections of the light. It just works extremely well. And it gives nice protection and nice grip. And then the fourth one, which I've actually got installed on the iPhone X. So this is the iPhone X. Unlocks with Face ID. I've only had 2 instances so far where it hasn't unlocked. 2 instances. That's in 24 or coming up to 24 hours. This particular case is the Onyx. And it's not a see-through case. It actually covers up the back of the iPhone. So let me give you a close-up of what this looks like. Hopefully we will get some in focus shots for you in this broadcast. The camera I'm doing the broadcast with is a Sony AX53, and it's doing a really stellar job. But this is what the Onyx looks like, and it's got this sort of brushed metal type finish. It is plastic, it's not metal. And then we've got a different sort of texture on the top and bottom edges here. And then we've got a raised edge profile, so when you place this on a table or a desk face down, it's not going to touch the screen. So you've got a bit of screen and edge protection on here as well. And we've also got raised edge profile buttons for the power and also the volume up and down, and a cutout of course for the camera on the back and the silencer switch, and cutouts across the bottom. It just works extremely well. Very, very pleased with this case. A little bit more slippery than their silicone ones, but certainly a really nice feeling case, and it feels like it's going to give it a lot of sort of drop protection as well. Now I'm just going to, before I show you the last case, I'm just going to jump into the chat. Somebody said here, I love Ringke because you can customize it. That is very true. With the Fusion cases, where we've got this see-through back, you can indeed sort of get hold of a template and then print a picture and then place it sort of inside the case so it shows through on the back of your iPhone. So if you want to customize it, you can sort of customize the case with a bit of DIY. So back to the Onyx case, I just think this looks really nice on the space grey iPhone 10, and indeed because it covers up the whole of the iPhone, you could use this with the silver version as well, and it would look equally as good, because you would only see this sort of front, the very thin bezel around the front and the notch. You would see this sort of on the front, and the only bit of silver you would see would be glistening through the ports at the bottom and of course on this side, because the space grey one is slightly anodized in a different colour on the edges. So really nice case, really good case. And then the last one is the Air. Now this is similar to the Fusion, but it's much more flexible. This is why I haven't installed it on the iPhone 10, because I want to show you how much it flexes. This is really a flexible silicone case. A very, very thin, minimal bulk, minimal weight case. Again, you could customize this if you wanted. There's a very slight pattern on it, very slight sort of etched pattern on the inside. But again, a very grippy case, and it gives a nice amount of protection without adding on too much bulk to your iPhone 10. Now this isn't all of the range. I've got 5 cases here. They do a whole host of other cases in different colours, different finishes for the iPhone 10, and they also, something I really appreciate with Ringke, I should show you this. So this is the packaging. And okay Dave, why are you showing us the packaging? What is the point of showing us just a clear plastic bag? This is eco packaging. Rather than paying for a fancy box, you are getting just a very effective case, and minimal cost has been spent on the packaging, and it's eco-friendly as well. So it says here on the back, the best things come in small packages. Our eco-friendly packaging helps us get one step closer to a better earth. The plastic is completely biodegradable. So I just love the fact that you're not paying for all of this packaging like we got on the iPhone and on other devices. I know the iPhone needs a box to protect it in shipping, but some cases come in sort of really fancy packaging, and I love the fact that Ringke keep theirs to a minimum. So let's jump into the chat. As I mentioned in my last live broadcast, we've got plenty more of these broadcasts today. I think at least another 2, maybe 3, so do stay tuned for those on the Geekanoids channel. Back to the iPhone 10. Let's unlock this again. And I wanted to talk to you about Animoji. Before I do that, let's just see if we've got any questions in the chat here. So we've got hello from Russ. Hi Russ, thanks for tuning in again. And Mr. K and Raymond and Fast Fizzy also tuned in to the live broadcast. Thank you very much. We've also got a question here from Sunyunath. Will you use the iPhone 10 as your daily driver, or will you stick with the Note 8? The answer to that question sounds very abrupt, but it's going to be neither. This will not be my daily driver. I know that's the case this early on. I'm going to try and embrace it and obviously give you a fair opinion of it. I love the way it looks, apart from the notch. I love the actual design overall of the iPhone. Not impressed with the front-facing camera. Very impressed with the rear facing camera, but the main two things I'm not impressed with is the notch and iOS 11, which is still very full of sort of bugs, and it stutters, and it's just not set out very nicely. I keep looking at this top sort of ear up in this left hand corner, and we've got the time, and then just sticking out at the time just randomly we've got the GPS or location symbol, and it just looks wrong. The spacing is all very, very strange up in these two ears. They've not done a good job of that. And also when I pull down to do control center, it's almost as though control center's then coming up from the bottom. So again, it's things like that that don't gel well with me. So it's going to be neither. I am going to be covering hopefully the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. I've hopefully managed to source one of those. Also the Razer phone, but as a sort of a sideball or a wild card, I'm hoping to get the HTC U11 Plus in as well, and that was destined to be the Pixel 2 XL until Google made the decision to go with LG for the Pixel 2 XL, and I'm very interested in that device, especially if the camera performs nicely and it's got a really good battery as well, and a traditional screen, an LCD screen, which might be why Google chose to go with LG, because they wanted an OLED screen. Maybe. Just saying. So it's going to be neither the iPhone 10 or the Note 8 as my daily driver. Mr. K says, Dave, I am an S8 Plus user. Sadly, Samsung don't make nice cases, as I'm more of an OEM case user. Well, check out Ringke. I'm sure Ringke, in fact I'm pretty certain that Ringke do cases for the S8 Plus. So check out those links I've placed down in the video description. Head on over to Amazon and then search for S8 Plus and the word Ringke. I'm sure it will turn something up. Raymond Moore, what will happen to your iPhone 7 Plus now? Are you selling it? No, I'm keeping hold of it. I still need an iPhone. This will not be my daily driver. This one has already got a buyer. I arranged that before I got the iPhone 10 into review. The iPhone 7 Plus, I need to keep hold of an iOS device purely because I need to be able to talk to you about iOS and how it's improving or not. I need to do the updates and share with you my opinion. Fast Fizzy says, what is your favourite iPhone? Definitely the original first generation iPhone, purely because it was so much of a game changer. And iOS, believe it or not, ran better on the original iPhone than iOS 11 runs on the very latest hardware. I truly believe that. Gameplay Magic, nice early stream, only just woke up. Hello to you, get some breakfast, good start to the day, have a fantastic weekend. BDM 4972, I don't like that the battery percentage is just not there anymore. You have to either swipe down or ask Siri or go into settings. That is very true. I don't like that either. I just don't like the fact we've got no percentage for the battery. Somebody else commented on that the other day as well. Shame, they should bring that back in the settings. S-Baggin says, with the high price of the new iPhones, is there a way to upgrade by trading in your current unlocked iPhone 6 Plus, or is it just buy a new phone and sell the old phone? Apple do offer trade-ins. You can go on their website, but it's the same as selling your old one or trading it in with another company. You send it off, they give you like a guaranteed price if it is the condition you say it's in, or at least they do in the UK, and then you send it off, you get your money. I don't think you can walk into the store. If you're in the UK, I did notice when I was in Carphone Warehouse last time, somebody actually took their phone into store and the condition was checked in store, so I think you get a guaranteed price if you take it into Carphone Warehouse. I found that the likes of Envirophone or Mazuma Mobile give you a slightly better price, but then you are trusting obviously sending the phone off in the post. Hello to Gina M. I can't wait to hear your full review, Dave. Was really thinking of getting the 10, but may now go for the iPhone 8 Plus, Pixel XL2 or HTC 11 Plus. Gina, you just missed me talking about both of those situations. The iPhone 8 Plus has got a different front-facing camera to this. It hasn't got the true depth camera. With the iPhone 10, I've not been impressed with the front-facing camera. Not at all. The rear-facing camera is superb. The Pixel 2 XL I had the Pixel 2 in the studio, as you know. The camera on that was awesome. The HTC 11 Plus, which I just this minute finished talking about, but that was destined to be the Pixel 2 XL until Google made the decision to go with LG. And if the camera performs well on the HTC 11 Plus, that could be a really good buy. It really could. And we're getting the top end version in the UK with 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, and expandable storage as well, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's expandable storage. And that's coming in at $699. So again, cheaper than the Pixel 2 XL by £200, something like that. So it could be a really, really good buy. Raymond Moore, how was the Face ID so far? Any problems? Let's just test it for you. We do this live in this video. So it's currently locked. We just lift up, it unlocks, and then we swipe up to unlock the rest of the way. So we do that once more, and I'm sort of off axis. I'm sort of at a funny angle here. So we'll pick it up, look at it, unlocks, swipe up, or we can actually double tap, swipe up, and it unlocks. But if my face is not in view, so let's do that again. So we double tap, so it's locked, swipe up, it's got all my notifications. Here we go, so it's asking for Face ID, and then it goes in. So there are a few ways of getting into the phone. You can also use the power button. One issue I did have was when I was laying down and I tried to Face ID. I probably had it at the wrong angle, and as I said earlier in this broadcast, I've had 2 failings on Face ID so far, and that's probably in about 100 unlocks. I also found a problem with locking the phone though. If I tap the power button to turn it off, if you do a quick tap it's fine, but let's just wake this up again. If you do a longer tap, so if you hold it slightly too long, then of course it now activates Siri. So I found that to be an issue as well. Didn't like the way that was sort of implemented. But it is very quick and it does work extremely well. Gina M says, sounds like the HTC may be an option. Yeah, I tend to agree with you there, and I will definitely be getting the HTC 11 Plus in. So if you want to wait for my opinion on that, I will test the camera thoroughly. Sometimes, because I'm so busy lately with other projects, I don't get time to share all of my camera tests online. But I will certainly post a couple of pictures to Twitter so you get an idea of how the camera performs, and of course I will talk about it in a video. Just sometimes I don't get time to edit all the videos up now. It's just a crazy schedule lately. So we've also got Raymond Moore coming in with, will you cover the Razer phone? Yes, I will be covering the Razer phone. I've been working very closely with a carrier in the UK, and hopefully they will be sending me out a device so that I can share my opinion with you. And it won't be an unboxing and saying how fantastic it is, because if there is shortcomings, then I will tell you. If it is awesome, then of course I will tell you that as well. One of my concerns with the Razer phone is I've got no doubt it'll be a really good screen, 120 Hertz refresh rate, but I'm worried about the camera performance, purely because they're new to the game. Hopefully they've done a good job. I can't judge yet. I haven't seen any photos from it, but certainly I will be trying to get one in to cover. And last question for this live broadcast, because we've got plenty more opportunity later on in the day. How seamless is the join between the glass and the stainless steel? It is very seamless. The build quality on the iPhone 10 is, and I hate to say this term, the build quality is top notch. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I will hopefully see you in the next live broadcast. Please do hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you in the next one.